Hi guys, sorry. It's October 14th, or better known as the 14th of October. With that t-shirt on her shoulder, I was drunk, said I was sober, and you said, yeah, right. If you don't know that song, go look it up. Thomas Rhett, 14th of October. Can't say anything else about it. It's amazing. Anyways, so today's video is all about this question that I've been getting a lot recently, and it refers to the fact that a lot of you might not know this actually, but I recently dropped out of college. I've been telling people that I just took the semester off, I'm gonna go back, all this stuff, just to kind of like segue people into getting to know that I did it, but kind of need to just suck it up and face the facts. I dropped out of college. For those of you who are just like, oh, whatever, another girl that dropped out of college, another loser, bum, girl on the street, didn't really study, didn't have good grades, anything like that, you're wrong. I actually was doing my best semester ever in college. I had a 4.0. I was in a sorority. I loved it. I was living the college dream, basically, and I was going to get a degree in HDFS, Human Developmental and Family Science. That is what I was pursuing. And originally I wanted to be a teacher for Family Consumer Sciences, which teaches like the cooking, sewing, human development, all of that great stuff to high school kids. And I was really passionate about that. But then things took a bit of a change and I just realized it wasn't for me. Schools, as much as I've always been successful in it, as much as I've always succeeded and been that person who people are like, wow, yeah, Megan's smart, she's good at school. It's not for me. I'm not a scholastic person. And I just couldn't justify the fact that I was spending so much money on an education that I didn't even know if I was gonna use. So yes, I dropped out of college. My mom was petrified. I thought she was gonna hate me, thought she was gonna never talk to me again, but guess what? I sat down and explained why I did what I did, and she came around to it. So if she can come around to it, you guys can come around to it. So let me just start from the beginning, okay? So earlier in the summer, I was serving, and I had 3 jobs at the time. I was working at Doolittle's, I was serving at Rhombus Guys, and I had just gotten a job at Hotel Donaldson. So I was a server at all 3 places, and I was just grinding, working from literally wake up at 5 a.m., work from 6 a.m. at Hotel Donaldson, then go to Doolittle's in the afternoon, and then end at Rhombus Guys at 2 o'clock in the morning at night. That was literally my schedule every single day. I was grinding, and I wasn't having any money to show for it because it was all going towards bills or paying off tuition or something like that. I didn't have any money to show for it. And come July, nope, it would be come the end of June, I was out with some friends and I came across these people and I was just like, hey, like, what's up? Just like went and talked to them because I'm an outgoing person. I like to talk to people, right? And so I went and talked to them and I was just like getting to know them, and they were just like, hey, like, you should come work for us. And I was like, you're funny, like, had a little bit too much to drink there, buddy, like, whatever. But he's like, no, let me get your number. So I gave him my number, and then he was like, okay, like, I'm totally calling you about this job. I was like, yeah, absolutely, like, not thinking he was gonna call me about this job, right? But the next day, what do you know, I get a call, and he's like, hey, this is so-and-so from last night. I really was serious about last night and wanting to have you as an employee for us. And I was like, what the heck? But at the time they had taken my keys too. Really long story, we'll save that for another time. But they had my keys, or my friend's keys, and I needed to get them back. And so we set up to go meet for dinner that night to get the keys back, and I'd meet up for them for dinner. And then when I got there, they were just like, hey, sit down. And so I sat down, I was like, whatever, like, I'll hear what they have to say, Somebody wants my attention, I'll give it to them for a little bit, Cocky little Megan, as I always am. And so I sat there and I listened to what they had to say, and what they had to say was, it was basically, they wanted me to sell life insurance. I was like, what? Life insurance? What? I'm 20. No, thank you. But then he started breaking everything down and showing me how easy it is to sell, how much of a profit you can make, how awesome the people are to work with. And these people that I was sitting at this table with were at the top in the company. of the international company. They are the top salespeople. And I didn't even know that at the time. And they were just like, had so much confidence in me. They looked at me and they said, we see something in you. Like, we see something great in you, and you can be so good at whatever you want to do, but you can be excellent at this job. And I was just like, holy crap. That is the first time anybody said, we see something in you. We see that you have potential to do great things. Literally, I don't think anybody's ever said that to me in my life. And I was just like kind of blown away. Like, wow, these 3 strangers see something in me. Like, what? So I like molded over my head, did some research on the company, and I was just like, you know what? I'm doing it. I don't even care. So I dove in. And in the midst of that, I was going on a vacation, going to the sorority, doing all of the recruitment things like that. And so I was just kind of neglected the job for a little bit. And when I came back to it to start working again, it was so difficult with school. I was only taking 15 credits, which isn't a lot. If you guys know much about school, it's pretty average. And I couldn't do it. I literally couldn't work. I hadn't had a paycheck in 8 weeks. I went from working from 6 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock in the morning every day, getting paid every day because I was a server, always having a constant cash flow, to not having a paycheck for 8 weeks, you guys, because I couldn't do both school and work. And I'm the type of person where I put 100% of myself into something. But I was putting 50% of myself into school and 50% of myself into work. And that's not fair to school, and that's not fair to my bosses at work who see all this potential in me. So I really sat down and I molded over for weeks and weeks and weeks. And I was just like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I have to pick one. And I was going HDFS major, and with that you need a master's to do anything with it. And so I'd have to go to school for an extra 4 more years, just kind of depending on where my credits laid. And I was just like, couldn't justify spending all of that money when I had a job in front of me that I was proven to be good at, proven to have made money at, based on the weeks before school started, that I could do this job, but I just wasn't allowing myself to 100% be in it. So I dropped out. And it's okay to do that. It's okay if you can't justify spending the money to go to school when you can't afford it, you don't know what you're doing with your life. College, honestly, is for people who are going to be doctors, lawyers, nurses, you know, something where you need a degree. But for someone like me who was just going to go to be in a sorority, to have a good time, like, I couldn't justify spending that money anymore. So I did what any crazy person does, and I withdrew from all my classes. And here I am, and I love it. So now, fast forward to right now, in the moment, I am an agent for American Income Life, and I sell insurance, and I'm obsessed with my job. I get to go in, meet people, just talk to people. People are weird, guys. People are so weird, but they're so amazing. And I just get to go in, get into their lives a little bit, and just really get to know them and protect the crap out of them. I am protecting their lives, literally, with life insurance. And it's the most fulfilling thing I've ever done. So if you're out there mulling it over whether you should go to school or not, if you should take a semester off, you know, school's always going to be an option. 10 years from now, if I decide that this isn't for me, I'll only be 30. I can go back and be a teacher. Like, college is always going to be an option. So yeah, that's kind of why I did what I did. But I just wanted to share with you guys a little bit about it, and just know that you're about to get bombarded with AIL videos and just my journey through American Income and how tough it's going to be, because days aren't always going to be easy with this job. There's going to be a lot of struggles, a lot of ups and downs, but the ups outweigh the downs 1,000,000 to none. So I'm so excited, and I can't wait to just experience this with you guys, okay? All right, bye.